Good morning. We haven't had an update. Looks like the rain has stopped, so they're going to work on the solar array rebar for another day. Outside work, it's dry season, but it just keeps raining. And here we see Al. He's got a little red tip marker pen there. That's another advantage of using the two coats of white paint on this rebar. You can draw on it and find out, you can put a mark and go back to it. We normally use the Arctex paint markers like yellow, any color, but the yellow works on rusty metal, clean metal. You can see it on the paint no matter what color it is. Sort of a high visibility kind of thing. But when I'm there, I'll buy a little bit of several colors so we can do different things with them. This is looking down the south wall, and he's down there at the third pour for some reason. I wouldn't think they would start down there, but it's up to them. They've added these little outriggers here every other bar, and there'll be one number 12 rebar laying on this out here just to keep that edge from cracking. There's plenty of resistance here with these elbows to keep the slab itself from breaking. Okay, this is the northeast corner looking down the east. This is the southeast corner looking down the east wall. And the bags are sneaking up closer. I don't think there's anything really noteworthy there, except they've got the boards around the outside to make the edge on the shape. I don't care if I am going to bury it. I still want a halfway smooth edge on it. And here we're doing tie wires. And he'll be doing tie wires all day. This rebar here on the bottom, that's got to go all the way around. It just wasn't put on. Actually, we were supposed to have used one of these with the end bent up. That was supposed to be the first one. And they started with the first intersection, the first notch on the board. So just two ways of looking at the same thing. Here we got two guys doing tie wires. But there's not that many of them. Compared to some of the things we've tie wired, this isn't so bad. These uprights are 4 feet tall. And you can tell when he stands up, he's only about 8 or 9 inches over the top of the bars. And there's 21 of these posts, the shorts, the intermediates, and the longs. And they're at the 14.25 degree angle of the sun. And we found what the direction of true south by putting a vertical pole and making a shadow 2 hours before lunch and 2 hours after lunch. You can't use 12 o'clock for your high noon because it's only high noon when the sun crosses one of the 24 meridians that make up the hours. So you have to compare your longitude with the Greenwich longitude of 0. If you take 24 or 360 degrees of rotation and 24 hours, you come up with 15, I guess it is, per meridian. Anyway, your longitude, you subtract off all the even amounts of meridian longitudes until you get down to less than 1 meridian. And when you're less than 15 degrees, then you start looking at how many degrees you are past the last meridian that was an hour point, and use that again 60 seconds for the hour, and that tells you how many seconds or minutes after the hour is actually the 12 o'clock position for your location. Boy, I wish I could make that clearer. In our case, we're 11 minutes ahead of the next one coming by. Anyway, once we get to the two shadow lines, and we mark those shadows in the same distance from our shadow pole, and then you measure across the ends of the two shadows, and halfway between that's your due north position from there to the pole, and you just extend that back to find south. If we do it down here in the southeast corner, then the line we established will be going north down here, and you just use it just the way you made it, no problem. I'm not sure that this thing has to be exactly due south, but you have to make it something, and I just need a way to do it, so I come up with figuring out where the time actually is. My. This is the repeat of a picture we saw before. Can't tell you what it's about. It's just here. They're bringing the mixer in. These are dabs and bits of board that they're going to make a place across here to divide the concrete. We're going to make it in 6 different pours. And you notice this notch board back here. There's notches on the top they're using, and then there's 2 more sets of notches. There's 3 on the board. If you use 4 notches, you'll generally end up cutting your board in 2. But we can put 3 different patterns and notches on a single board. And these boards date back to 2014. So it's not very much per pour. I was thinking they hadn't put any plastic down here, but what they've put down is the black tarps you get from the market. And then they got muddy, you know. Oh, the blue is muddy too, but it just doesn't look as dirty. I don't see a whole lot really noteworthy in that picture. And this is the painting of the last bars that we had on site. They ordered, and they've actually had delivered 50 bars. We were 47 short, reason being that I miscalculated the number it took for the upright columns by half. Don't know how that happened. Thus I said 4 sides instead of 8 bars. But anyway, I ordered it wrong and had them bend only half as many of them. So that shorted us 27 bars. And then we moved the whole array straight south about, it's either 10 feet or 12 feet. I think they moved it 12, but we had to go 10. And I like a little room to walk around the forms and stuff, so I probably told them to move it 12. And then we have the translation between me, my wife, the foreman, and the guy who's moving the stakes. Take your luck. Anyway, they'll have to paint another 50 bars here. They can paint during rain. They can paint them anywhere inside the house they want to. We don't worry about keeping the floor clean. Sweep it once in a while, I'm a happy camper. I'm not sure exactly what we're looking at. I think this is our electric pole that we can't get electric. So the Meralco pole is right over here someplace behind this bush, banana plant. It's 23 feet away. We've not been able to get them to connect our wires at the top of this pole up here to their transformer. Paperwork snafus, and we have to do 400 paperwork. They just don't know how many papers they can generate, and you get one new, gizmo every time you go over there, and a different kind of inspection every time you talk to them. So I just sort of lost interest in it. That's why we're doing solar. Okay, that's a catch-up video. Not much been happening. You can tell everything is wet. It's been raining. Pretty soon the house is going to be clean inside. They keep the site clean. They really do. But sometimes we say, well, get every little scrap out here that you'll never use again and put it in the burn pile. And they can do that during rain. And they stripped the old forms off the main house kitchen counter and sink and stove. We have a cast concrete stove. We're going to do polished concrete on the top of it. So virtually the whole thing from one side to the other is one giant casting. I don't know how many tons it weighs. Okay. So that's it for this time. And it's the 16th of March, 2022, 1:44 p.m. in the U.S. 66 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny here. Okay. And say a prayer to the poor people in Ukraine and plus on top of that, any of them that have got COVID. Okay. Goodbye.